A lone soldier treks through a heavy mountain blizzard. This is Kodo Iwamoto, a third-year student from an especial Seiho military school, tasked with a singular, hidden purpose: investigating and managing supernatural phenomena. His current assignment has brought him to this remote region to uncover the truth behind reports of a bizarre anomaly: black snow falling over an isolated village. Knowing his superiors expect swift results, Kodo pushes hard through the freezing elements, focused entirely on reaching his destination. Upon arriving, Kodo seeks shelter in a village house and begins questioning a young local girl. Lacking conversational tact, he asks her directly if she knows where the black snow falls, a blunt question that leaves the girl completely bewildered. Kodo silently reflects on his approach, realizing that diving straight into the supernatural was far too abrupt for an ordinary villager. While she knows nothing about black snow, she does share a different, striking piece of gossip. Nearby, on the grounds of the Yakudo family manor, vibrant flowers are somehow blooming right in the dead of winter, a sight both beautiful and unnatural. Driven by curiosity, Kodo navigates to the property. The entire estate is buried under a thick blanket of white, save for a single patch of vivid, thriving flowers breaking through the ice. Staring at the impossible flora, Kodo feels a sudden wave of humility. Despite his years of rigorous training at the academy, the world still holds deep complexities he has yet to understand. He steps closer, reaching down to pluck one of the flowers to examine it. Instantly, the ground gives way beneath his feet. The earth shatters, dropping him into a deep underground cavern, where the violent force of the impact knocks the breath right from his lungs. His vision blurs as his consciousness begins to slip away. Yet, right before darkness takes over, a young girl with distinct pink hair and striking pink eyes appears before him. She places a gentle hand on him, and the searing pain from the fall completely vanishes. Caught in a fog of wonder at who this mysterious savior could be, Kodo succumbs to exhaustion and drifts into a deep sleep. When Kodo wakes up, he finds himself in a quiet room, wrapped in bandages, but completely devoid of pain. Standing over him is Lord Yakudo, the most influential figure in the region and the head of Anuma Pharmaceutical. Yakudo offers a polite apology for the oversight that led to Kodo's fall, noting that a prestigious institution like the Seiho Special School only sends out the absolute elite. Remaining silent, Kodo simply slides back into his uniform, his mind already tracing the inconsistencies. To ease the soldier's growing suspicion, Yakudo invites him to witness their medical practices firsthand. In the main hall, Kodo watches a trembling, critically ill villager receive a dose of the company's signature medicine. Instantly, the man's suffering completely vanishes. Yet, it isn't the miraculous recovery that catches Kodo off guard. It's the desperate cries of the crowd behind him, begging to have the very memories of their pain erased once again. This bizarre psychological dependency leaves Kodo deeply unsettled. Yakudo casually offers to supply this miracle drug to the military, but Kodo recognizes the truth. This isn't science, it's supernatural. More importantly, he cannot shake the fading memory of the pink-haired savior from the cavern. Sneaking back to the snowy estate, Kodo locates the hidden opening and descends into a dark, stone dungeon. There, illuminated by a single candle, sits the exact same person from his visions. When Kodo confronts her, she nervously claims it was Aonuma's medicine that healed him, but Kodo refuses the lie. He distinctly remembers the gentle, youthful touch of her fingers, a stark contrast to an old man. Terrified by his presence, she begs him to step away, warning that getting any closer will cause him to start seeing the black snow. Before Kodo can press for answers, the heavy footsteps of Lord Yakudo and his village enforcers echo through the stone chamber. Yakudo swiftly cuts him off, claiming this area is merely the manor's private vault, and warns the young soldier that staying any longer will make him gravely ill. The enforcers step forward to physically remove him, but Kodo pulls away, choosing to leave on his own terms. Yakudo notes the pale look on Kodo's face, asking if he's already feeling dizzy, but Kodo remains silent as he walks out into the freezing night. Left behind in the gloom, Yakudo promises the pink-haired youth that he will permanently seal the broken ground above. He urges them to stay isolated from the outside world, reminding them that their containment is the only thing keeping the village alive. With a heavy heart, the youth simply nods. Outside, the freezing air brings absolutely no relief. Within moments, the hidden illness strikes Kodo with terrifying speed. His lungs burn with every heavy breath, his pulse skyrockets, and a wave of violent nausea leaves him stumbling blindly through the drifts. He collapses into the freezing snow, yet the ground beneath him feels burning hot. Looking down at his hands, Kodo's eyes widen in horror. The falling flakes landing on his palm aren't white anymore. They are pitch black. The youth's warning echoes in his mind. The supernatural infection has officially taken hold. Driven by fever and panic, Kodo runs through the blinding storm, pursued closely by Yakudo's men. His emotions spiral completely out of control as the burning sensation consumes his body. Stopping in his tracks, surrounded by villagers armed with basic weapons, a manic laugh cuts through his pain. He mocks them, asking if they honestly believe primitive farm tools can bring down an elite soldier from the academy. Dropping into a battle stance, Kodo draws his katana. Instantly, a brilliant, fiery aura flares around his blade, forcing the enforcers to hesitate in fear. Before blood can be spilled, Lord Yakudo steps into the clearing and commands his men to hold. Trembling with rage, Kodo demands the absolute truth. Is Anima's miracle drug being harvested directly from that captive's body? Yakudo smiles calmly. He admits the rumors about the Seiho Academy's investigative genius are true, genuinely impressed that Kodo deduced so much from a single glance. But then, he drops a staggering truth. The person hidden in the dark isn't a girl at all. He is a boy named Shizuma, Yakudo's own grandson. Shizuma entered that underground confinement completely of his own free will, desperate to contain a cursed biology that has already brought death to the village and his own parents. Delirious and losing his grip on reality, Kodo barks at them to stay back, feeling his sanity slipping away. Deep beneath the earth, Shizuma sits alone, as strange, impossible flowers begin to bloom across his books. Recognizing the danger, he decides it is time to retreat even deeper into the dark. But a voice stops him. Kodo steps out from the shadows, his expression solemn as he asks to bring the lights up to talk. He tells the boy it must be maddening to live buried alive like this. Shizuma already knows why the soldier has returned. Kodo's mission is to take him back to the academy for supernatural research. Sadly, Shizuma refuses. He explains that his very presence is a biological weapon, cursed to scramble human anatomy and kill anyone who stays near. As Kodo listens, the pieces of Yakudo's dark secret finally fall into place. Shizuma was once worshipped as the Yakudoji, the divine child of medicine. Wherever he walked, miraculous flowers bloomed, emitting a radiant, beautiful light that could completely erase physical trauma and tragic memories. But that beautiful shine hid a toxic nightmare. The light was a highly addictive, mind-altering poison. Shizuma's own parents had died from a tragic overdose of the aura, forcing the grieving boy to seal himself away in the dark. And now, that same lingering, hallucinatory energy is what poisons the minds of the village, turning the falling snow completely black. Shizuma looks at the soldier, asking what he intends to do now that the horrific truth has been laid bare. Despite the agonizing pain the curse inflicts on his own body, Shizuma has spent years refining his toxic aura into a miracle medicine just to help the townsfolk. But the supernatural anomaly is evolving, growing far too powerful to control. If he doesn't retreat deeper into the abyss, his mere presence will unleash a wave of death across the valley. Shizuma accepts his fate as a martyr, prepared to bury himself alive. Suddenly, Kodo shatters the tragic silence, stepping forward to forcefully pull back the boy. Shizuma panics, desperately screaming for the soldier to let go before the hallucinatory shine completely destroys his sanity. He warns Kodo that everyone who touches him is doomed to suffer. But Kodo doesn't back down. He realizes the hidden flaw in Shizuma's curse. The radiant light doesn't just erase physical pain, it completely strips away a person's fear. By trying to terrify him, Shizuma's aura is inadvertently stripping away Kodo's hesitation, only fueling the soldier's resolve to drag him out of the dark. Before Kodo can pull him away, the voices of the villagers echo through the cavern. Lord Yakudo and the locals surround them, demanding that Kodo unhand the boy. They don't see Shizuma as a suffering child. They see him as a golden goose whose supernatural flowers bring endless wealth and painless comfort to their lives. They want him to stay trapped in the dark forever, fueling their addiction. Shizuma whispers to Kodo to stop, pointing out that the soldier is already seeing the black snow, and warning that if the infection worsens, the entire village will fall. But as Kodo stares into Shizuma's broken eyes, he sees a reflection of his own tragic past. He remembers the pain of being an isolated monster, and he begins to imagine a different future for the boy, a future where Shizuma goes to the academy, learns to master his terrifying abilities, and finally comes to accept himself. To prove that Shizuma isn't alone in his curse, Kodo unleashes his own hidden power. With a sharp command, his fiery aura erupts into a spectacular technique, the crematory spider lily. A brilliant field of supernatural fire consumes the darkness, leaving the villagers paralyzed with shock. Kodo makes it clear that this illness isn't a solitary curse. The world is full of strange, gifted individuals just like them. Reaching into his uniform, Kodo hands the stunned boy a formal recommendation letter to the elite academy, promising that if he takes the leap to join them, he will personally be his senpai. Yet, every victory in this dark world carries an underlying shadow. Far from the village, within the cold rooms of military high command, high-ranking officials review Kodo's perfect report. They recognize Shizuma's immense danger, but they are far more interested in his potential to manufacture fear-suppressing narcotics for the military. A personal postscript from Kodo's superior notes that sending him on this assignment was a massive gamble, warning the young soldier that his dangerous habit of over-empathizing with supernatural outcasts might one day backfire. That's it for today's recap. Stay tuned for more. Have a great day ahead.